I'm going to be categorizing these commercial egg roll making tips into 4 categories. Your mixing tips, your rolling tip, egg choice tips, and your frying tips. Welcome back to my channel. I know these tips will make you laugh, but they are all important. Now, one tip you must take note of in your mixing tip is make sure you sieve your flour. Sieving your flour, we take out lumps, we take out weevils, we take out anything in your flour, especially if you buy flour that have been in the store for too long. Then number 2 is make sure you know your ingredients, their measurement and their potency. Now there is a video at the end screen that you should watch. It will show you the ingredients you need to make various quantity of egg roll and their measurement. That video will be of great help to you. You can check it out. You can adjust the ingredients to your taste. Now after you've known your ingredients, adding all your ingredients into your flour and mix, and also adding your butter. Now for this egg roll this particular commercial egg roll recipe, I do not use egg, I do not use milk, because I'm very real. I know that adding egg to your egg roll dough or adding milk to your egg roll dough, my dear, you won't make profits. So I'm using just water and flavors. I use nutmeg for this recipe. I'm going to put the ingredients and the measurements in the description box. Another tip you should take note of is that knead your dough and add in water in bits. You should add in your water in bits. I cannot tell you the quantity of water you need for various quantity of dough because there are different kinds of flour depending on the flour you are using. And after kneading your dough, make sure you allow your dough to rest for like 10 to 15 minutes. This is so important. It will smoothen your dough, give your dough a well-finished look. Then for the choice of egg, make sure you boil your egg for like 10 to 15 minutes and make sure you use old eggs. Old eggs are eggs that have been out of the poultry for like 4 to 5 days or that have been laid for at least 4 to 5 days. The older the eggs, the easier it is for you to peel. If not, you will buy eggs that may have just been laid like few hours ago and you will struggle to peel it. You'll find out that the peels and the eggs will be separating from each other and your eggs may even come out scattering. So when you go to the market, ask them if they are old eggs. You don't want eggs that they've just brought out from the poultry. It will be difficult for you to peel. So that's for the egg tips. If you have watched till this point and you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to Debby's Kitchen, do like and share, do thumbs up this video. You may be helping somebody who wants to learn how to make Nigerian egg roll or who is struggling to make the perfect commercial Nigerian egg roll recipe. Now, this is my dough. You can see how smooth it's looking. Allowing your dough to rest for like 10 to 15 minutes before rolling in your eggs has a way of giving it a well-finished look. Some persons skip this part and just fry immediately. You have a very rough and unattractive looking egg roll. Then your customers won't even want to buy it because it does not look good. So just allow it to sit for a little bit. Allow it to rest for a little bit. It's very important. Now, what I advise is that divide your dough in relation to the quantity of eggs that you'll be using. But if you're going for larger quantities like 50 to 100 pieces, that won't be possible. You can decide to fry your egg roll like 5 or 10 times depending on the quantity that you are frying as a whole. So what I advise is divide your dough in batches. You can decide to divide your dough in 10 pieces of flour in batches depending on the quantity of egg roll you will be frying. I don't know whether you understand. Or depending on the size of pot you'll be frying per time. Now, another thing you must take note of is that when you are choosing your eggs, go for medium or large size egg. Now, that may not sound nice to you. Some people go for small eggs. When you go for small egg, you will need more dough. If you go for medium or large size egg, you will need less flour to coat your egg with, and that will favor you because you minimize the amount of flour you are using. So it depends on you. But I think it is wise to use at least medium size egg so that the flour you'll be using won't be too much. It will just be okay. Cut out the excess dough if you know that you're not going to weigh your flour before rolling in your eggs so that your flour will not be too heavy. I advise that if you want to have the same size of dough, you want to be professional, weigh your dough. And I advise between 80 to 100 grams of dough so that all your egg rolls will look the same. Yes, you can weigh your dough if you have a weighing scale and use 80 grams to 100 grams of flour for your egg roll recipe. 100 grams is perfect. It's not so big. It's just, okay, if you want something not so big, 80 grams. So that's for that. So I'm going to roll on my egg rolls, set them in a tray that I've dusted with flour, and get ready to fry. Before you even start rolling, make sure your oil is already on the fire, heating up already. It is not advisable to roll your egg roll in bulk and keep them on a tray waiting to fry in batches. That won't be nice. The egg roll will detach from itself while frying, and you have egg rolls that the egg will be popping out from the sides. It doesn't look attractive at all. So roll your egg roll in batches. that will be determined by the kind of pot you are using. If your pot can take in 10 egg roll at once, roll 10 egg roll. If it can take 20 egg roll at once, roll 20 egg rolls. And when you are done with that, roll another batch until you exhaust your eggs, depending on the quantity of egg rolls you are making. So now I have excess flour. What I'll do is that I just roll this one into mini balls and just turn them into mini balls for my kids, mini buns for my kids. Now use sufficient oil. Egg roll is not a recipe you manage your oil. Your oil should be halfway into the pan or pot or fry pan you are using. If you are not using a deep pot, which you should use a deep fry pan. If you are going for 100 or 200 pieces of egg roll, use that kind of pot they used to make party rice stew, that wide deep fry pan, and make sure your oil is at least halfway through. Very important. If you decide to manage your oil, your egg roll will absorb the little oil you are managing and you will lose. So it's better you have enough oil so that it will cover your egg roll. You are frying on medium heat. Make sure your oil is bubbling slightly like this. If your oil is bubbling more than this, when you add your egg roll may not cook well. If your oil is too hot, it will get burnt. Your egg roll will get burnt and the inside will be raw. If it is not hot at all, your egg roll will absorb excess oil and it will crack. And it will even scatter it. So you need to really make sure that your oil is the right temperature. One tip you should take note of is that when frying your egg roll and you find out that your oil is hot after frying the first batch, you can add in more oil to bring down the temperature of your oil before adding the next batch. Now, this is our egg roll recipe. Fried, it looks so good. I fried mine to be slightly brown. You can leave your own more to get it to be more brown. But I just like mine to be slightly brown. It looks more attractive and it looks like that fast food kind of egg roll. It looked more like a baked egg roll because of how it's looking. This is the way I love my egg roll. So do you and I will do me. You can see it's cooked properly on the inside. There are no raw dough and it is perfect. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Do like, share and subscribe and see you in my next one. Bye-bye.